Coming of age in the 1980s, the Brat Pack was near the center of your cultural awareness. But for those of us experiencing it from the inside, the Brat Pack was something very different.
I mean, this is interesting, right? It's time for our last call. And yes, we are celebrating going back to the 80s. That, of course, is a clip from the new documentary. It's called Brats. It's a reunion of some of the most popular young actors from that decade. Rob Lowe, Demi Moore, Emilio Estevez, Molly Ringwald, Judd Nelson, and Ali Sheedy. They starred in films that made teenage angst an art form, like The Breakfast Club, one of my personal favorites, also 16 Candles, Pretty in Pink, and St. Elmo's Fire. One member of the Brat Pack, Andrew McCarthy, he got them all together in this new doc, and it drops on Hulu today. It's produced for ABC News Studios. So I want to bring back our panel here, LZ, Christina, Barbara, and Laura, to dive in. LZ, when you see all those clips, I mean, do you look back right on this phenomenon? I mean, they were cultural icons in that moment.
I'm sorry, Kana. I was watching Eddie Murphy movies at that time. I was watching The Cosby Show at that time. The only thing I knew about Brat Pack was when I saw Less Than Zero. And that was because of the soundtrack, Public Enemy and LL Cool J on it.
Okay, I can get behind that, LZ. I hear you. For me, though, Laura, 16 Candles and The Breakfast Club were some of my first loves.
Yeah, I mean, I was born in 1983, and in 84, 85, and 86, one each year, 16 Candles, The Breakfast Club, and Pretty in Pink came out. Don't hold me to that order, but Molly Ringwald starred in all of them. She was kind of a hero growing up. I'm a little sad that they weren't able to wrangle her for this, but I'm still really excited to see it.
Absolutely. Barbara, I love the soundbite. Demi says something like, was it negative? Do we think it was negative? You know, the Brat Pack.
Well, I went to law school and had babies in the 80s, so I missed most of it, but I guess I probably had the big hair. That was sort of my only connection to it.
Listen, we have to own the big hair of the 80s across the board, right? Christina, do you have a favorite? Any of them holding up today?
I mean, I watched these movies in high school once they were like 10, 15 years old. But I love 16 Candles and Pretty in Pink. But I'll be honest, I started watching the Hulu documentary. I didn't even know what the Brat Pack was or that it existed. So news to me. Cool to find out.
Right, and maybe there were some people in there that you didn't know were part of the Brat Pack. Surprise, surprise, right? All right, that's it for our last call. Thank you.
On the Rat Pack, going back to Frank Sinatra and all of those guys, the Rat Pack. So. Really?
We need the institutional knowledge from Barbara. Thank you so much. All right, LZ, Christina, Barbara, and Laura, thank you. And the new doc, Brats, it drops on Hulu today. It's a production of our own ABC News Studios. All right, thank you so much for streaming with us. I'm Kana Whitworth. You can follow ABC News Live on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and more. And coming up here at 7 p.m. Eastern, be sure to catch ABC News Live Prime with Linsey Davis for the day's biggest stories and the impact that they have on you. The news never stops, neither do we. Keep it right here on ABC News Live.